In the last couple of videos, we've talked about God as a God of song. The Lord sings, and Yahweh is revealed as a God who not only sings, but also responds to the song of his people. He responds to the song of his bride. We also saw that music of God is distributed in the New Testament among the persons of the Trinity. The Father speaks the lyrics, his Son, by the breath of the Spirit. And so the life of the Trinity is a musical life. And we're caught up into that musical life of the Trinity by the grace of God and by the work of Jesus, by the work of his Spirit. Jeremy Bigby has written a number of works where he explores the use of musical metaphors and images as a way of describing the life of the Trinity. And he suggests that music is actually a better way of getting at some of the difficult concepts of Trinitarian theology than the visual metaphors and spatial metaphors that we typically use. He discusses, for example, the reality of a chord. A chord is a single sound, and yet it's three notes sounding together in one sonic space. All of the notes are taking up the whole of the sonic space. There's no space where only one note of the chord is heard. They're all taking up the whole space. And yet it's not just it's one sound, and yet it's three sounds at the same time. And each of the tones of the chord is voicing itself through the other tones. If you have a C chord, the C is heard through the E and the G is heard through the E and the C. Each of the notes, as it were, indwells the others. That's a rich way of thinking about the life of the Trinity that is occupying one space. It's one person, or one being, one God, and yet distributed among three persons. Robert Jensen used a similar image when he talks about God as a three-voiced fugue. A fugue is a multi-voiced piece of music where one voice begins the melody, then another voice picks it up and follows the same melody, but with a different timing. Another voice picks it up, and you can have multiple voices, multiple renditions of the same melody going on at the same time. And Jensen suggests that that's a way of thinking about the life of the Trinity, that God is as capacious as a fugue. I think music is a way of getting at the beauty of the triune God as well. When we think of beauty, we often have visual beauty in mind. We think of the glory of a sunset, or the beauty of a beautiful painting, or the beauty of a majestic building. But what music captures is the dynamism and the movement that is essential to the beauty of God. God is not just static glory for us to peer at and look at. God is eternal movement and eternal life and eternal vitality. And music gives us a small glimpse of the eternal vitality and life that is the triune God.